I love watching documentaries. I really like Louis Theroux, though a lot of people dislike him for some reason. I don't really know why, but that's not the point of this video. Having worked with a fair few people throughout college who have pitched documentaries to Channel 4 and the BBC, one thing stands out right in making a good documentary. Being unbiased, letting the viewer make their own decision about a specific subject. This generates discussion. This leads to either breakthroughs or understandings in the mentality of people and how they think and how they react to certain subjects. But more so, it makes the documentary a talking point long after it's finished, which is what any good documentary, movie, or show will do. I've already touched a little on Kickstarter, but two specific projects have caught my attention. We'll start with the most pointless one and work our way down. Sorry about the lack of visuals. And also my voice, but I think you've gotten used to me throwing curveballs by now. Hopefully. So let's get started. Tropes versus women in video games. I don't personally think that women have the greatest of representation in video games at the best of times, but to create a 5-part series, now 11 parts with how much stupid money you've thrown at her to create something that most people do for free, detailing the characters you hate in video games in a non-constructive manner that doesn't highlight the aspects of good female characters, is fucking stupid. Hang on, wait, you're actually gonna do that now that you got almost 3 times the money to fund this little operation, and probably because you realized that you weren't doing anything fucking productive and people called you out on it. Good for you, this is the same sort of thing. You're not gonna learn anything new. That's the first big problem. The fact that you think each episode will take 10 to 20 minutes is kinda disgraceful when each and every single video in the series can be rounded down to a fine point of, we want this to appeal to a 15 to 25-year-old male demographic who are the core consumers of video games. You are not going to enlighten the audience to an issue. People already understand this issue. Isn't it crazy? Isn't that just? The problem is more to do with the way that women want to be represented in video games than how they're actually represented. More often than not, you'll find good characters like Heather Mason from Silent Hill 3, Hammer from Fable 2, Madison Page from Heavy Rain, or Momohime from Muramasa rejected into the pile of characters that don't fit how you want to be represented because of asinine reasons. This makes your series boring, repetitive, and incredibly masturbatory, a word of which you will hear a lot over the course of this audio-visual extravaganza. Okay, once again, skip the visual part, but you get what I mean. And the audio part. You are literally bathing in your own preconceived notion. Holy shit! And nothing from this series will change the way that people look at women. Well, aside from the reaction of the general public so far, which makes it kind of seem like you've done more harm than good for females. How about that? If you manage to interview the PR or marketing department or lead character designers, good for you. That might be literally the only way you'll get to hear, we want this to appeal to a 15 to 25-year-old male demographic who are the core consumers of video games, so you can shut the fuck up and deal with it. But more likely, this won't happen. This is not just an isolated incident. These sorts of documentaries are being made with the sole intention of getting the creator's point across bluntly, and they only serve to wax lyrical and inflate both the director's ego and the people with this preconceived notion. Nothing does this sort of thing more so than BronyCon the documentary. Oh god, here we go. I think when you have to justify something to the point of getting multiple TV personalities to big up your obsession with a cartoon, you are actually going a little too far. No, I do not have a problem with something affecting people's lives positively. It's when the creator of a documentary specifically says that he's going to throw someone into the brony fandom who has never experienced it and says that they are literally only in it to make bronies look good. That's when I have a problem. No, really, just listen.
Hi, I'm Laurent Malakay, the director of this project. Some people don't understand bronies. They make fun of them, they marginalize them, they just don't get it. I'm excited to make this documentary because I believe in the message of the show, and I believe that bronies deserve a chance to show us who they really are and why they've chosen to become fans.
I mean, I probably fit into this documentary. Hell, a lot of my friends do. Bronies generate a lot of revenue that did not exist before this incredible fascination with a children's show. A lot of artists have profited heavily off of it. But do you really need to justify that to the point of making an entire documentary to show how amazing you are? I doubt that anywhere in this video will be the Lyra fuck toy that someone made recently. I doubt anyone who looks anywhere less than a solid 7 will get more than 5 seconds of screen time unless they're injured or mentally disabled. I know that's kind of a bad thing to say, but really, that's gonna be the truth. Once again, I don't have a problem with documentaries, nor do I have a problem with people who a show has affected in a positive way. I have a problem with big-ass circle jerks like this and the women's tropes documentaries because they have not only made huge amounts of money, almost 5 times the goal in most cases, but it's off the back of people who want to feel good through these documentaries by putting in no effort whatsoever. Women who feel underappreciated or misrepresented by video games, and 25-year-old neck-bearded bronies who constantly argue that the media is against them and that liking a children's show is perfectly normal. Which it is. It's just liking it so goddamn much that you go against your own credo of love and tolerance and shit all over anyone who says that they don't like you, shoving it in their faces. Okay, fine. Example time. How's this for you in terms of left field? I collect Figmas, Chinese fucking girl dolls. I don't need any justification for it, nor does my life revolve entirely around it to the point where people don't want to talk to me because all I do is rave about fucking Chinese girl dolls, or fucking ponies, or fucking ponies.
I generally don't get sexually excited by ponies. The one exception is Spitfire.
Which definitely won't be brought up in the documentary. See, I don't mind. I don't mind people talking shit about me or the possible things that I may like because I don't need to justify or appropriate these things onto other people, nor do I bring them up all the time. They're just a part of what makes me me. I fucking like them. That should be it. You shouldn't need a fucking documentary about how you like something. Stop throwing money at masturbatory projects like this and do something better than whining about how you want females in video games to be strong and independent, but not too strong and not too independent, good looking, but definitely not too good looking, intelligent, but not super smart, and flirtatious, but not slutty. And also do something better than trying to shout at the media that you're great people while creating a gender imbalance in a lovely children's show made predominantly for young girls to enjoy, but also the general populace as well, all while appropriating rape culture and bitching that Rainbow Dash is the best pony when she is clearly the worst role model for young girls that has ever been seen. Or you could, I don't know, accept that females have ample and adequate representation in video games, and that liking a children's cartoon is okay as long as you're not walking around spouting memes, doing nothing but talking about it with your soon-to-be not friends while wearing a fedora, socks and sandals, and a flame t-shirt underneath which a black t-shirt that reads Brony in large, unfaltering, and unflattering letters can be seen. It's your call. I'm not the one wasting my money on shit that does nothing. Now, if you'll excuse me, TF2 just updated and I need to buy some keys.